Have you ever stopped to wonder what truly holds you steady as life carries you into your later years? It's not the things you once thought were unshakable, like family, career, or the comforts of youth. Instead, it's three essential pillars that quietly shape a fulfilling, independent, and meaningful life after 60. In this transformative journey, I invite you to uncover three profound pillars that you may not realize already exist within you. These are not just abstract concepts, they are lifelines, each intertwined with the other, offering strength, clarity, and purpose as the years go by. Through this exploration, I'll also share powerful stories of resilience, change, and profound wisdom that illuminate how these pillars can turn our golden years into the most enriching chapter of life. But this isn't just about understanding, it's about action. It's about recognizing the power you hold, no matter your age, to shape your future by making deliberate choices today. Welcome to the Elder's Compass, where we navigate life's transitions with wisdom, empathy, and purpose. Our goal is to inspire and empower you to embrace the beauty and challenges of aging. Whether through heartfelt stories, practical advice, or profound reflections, we aim to guide you toward living with dignity, joy, and fulfillment. Now, let's begin. First, your health is your foundation. Your health is the key to a joyful life. This is always true. Health is the silent thread weaving through every aspect of our lives. It's not just about avoiding illness, it's the foundation of joy, freedom, and connection. Yet, as we age, this thread can fray if neglected, leaving us unable to savor the moments that matter most. Maintaining good health isn't about chasing perfection, but about nurturing the body that carries us through life with intention and care. Martha's story paints a vivid picture of how health can quietly slip away. A retired teacher in her early 60s, Martha had spent decades pouring her energy into everyone else, her students, her family, her community. She was the dependable one, always there for others but rarely for herself. Over the years, this neglect took its toll. By the time she retired, Martha found herself 40 pounds overweight, struggling with chronic back pain, and winded after climbing a single flight of stairs. Her doctor's appointments had become lectures she tried to shrug off, until one day, her physician spoke words that shook her to her core. "You're at risk for prediabetes, and your heart isn't as strong as it used to be." Those words weren't just a warning. They were a mirror reflecting a future she wasn't prepared to face, a future where her independence, the freedom to travel, and even time with her grandchildren could be stripped away. Martha didn't leap into action with grand resolutions. Instead, she started where she was, with what she could manage. Her first step? Replacing her nightly sugary snacks with bowls of fresh fruit. It wasn't easy, old habits clung tightly. But every small choice began to chip away at years of neglect. She added daily walks, just around the block at first, which left her out of breath but determined. She dusted off an old yoga mat and started following beginner videos online, seeking relief for her aching back. Each stretch, each step, each better food choice wasn't just an act of care for her body, it was a reclamation of herself. 6 months later, Martha began to notice changes. Her clothes fit a little better. She could climb the stairs without feeling defeated. But the real transformation wasn't in her weight or endurance, it was in her mindset. She began to feel hopeful, proud, and capable. These small wins became a powerful momentum. A year later, Martha had shed 20 pounds. But the numbers weren't what defined her success. She found herself able to run after her grandchildren without pain, to kneel in her garden for hours, and to paint with the steady hand she thought she had lost. Her health gave her freedom, a freedom to live fully and without fear of limitation. Martha's story is more than a tale of physical transformation. It's a testament to the power of resilience and self-compassion. She didn't set out to fix herself, she set out to nurture herself. To reclaim what she had unknowingly lost through years of neglect. Her journey reveals the profound truth that health is not a luxury, it's the vessel through which we experience the richness of life. Every small change, from a simple walk to choosing nourishing food, is a quiet act of self-love. One that builds not just physical strength but emotional resilience and confidence. Well, Martha's story challenges us to look inward. Where are we neglecting ourselves? What small actions can we take today to move closer to a healthier, more joyful life? Start by understanding where you stand. Schedule a health checkup to learn about your current state and identify areas to focus on. Find movement you enjoy. Whether it's a short walk, gentle yoga, or even dancing in your living room. Choose activities that feel good and are easy to sustain. Take small, intentional steps with your diet. Replace one unhealthy snack with something nourishing, like fresh fruit or a handful of nuts. Remember, health is a journey, not a destination. It's about showing up for yourself, one small choice at a time. Like Martha, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to begin. Health is more than the absence of illness. It's about having the strength to embrace life's opportunities, the freedom to connect with loved ones, and the energy to pursue what makes your heart sing. It's a gift you give yourself every day, one that ensures the years ahead are not just lived but deeply cherished. Take that first step today, however small it may seem. The path to renewal isn't paved with leaps but with steady, thoughtful steps. Your future self will thank you. Second, the freedom that financial independence brings. Money may not be the key to happiness, but it undeniably unlocks the door to freedom, the freedom to make choices, preserve your dignity, and live without the constant fear of scarcity. As we age, this freedom becomes even more precious, allowing us to shape our lives with confidence and stability. Yet, achieving financial independence is not just about earning money, it's about managing, planning, and preparing for the years ahead. James, a seasoned engineer, spent his career mastering complex systems and solving intricate problems. But when it came to his personal finances, he often turned a blind eye. James earned a good salary, even climbed into senior positions, and was the type of professional others admired. Yet, he had an Achilles heel. He believed there was always time to save later. James's habits reflected his mindset. Vacations to exotic locations, frequent nights dining at upscale restaurants, and impulsive purchases on gadgets filled his years. Saving for the future felt like a task for someday, and investments seemed far too complicated. As long as he had money in the bank and his income rolled in, he felt secure. At 58, James's company announced an enticing early retirement package. The allure of freedom, the promise of endless weekends, time to travel, and fewer work pressures was too good to resist. Without much deliberation, he accepted the offer, stepping into retirement with what he assumed were ample savings. But within 2 years, the cracks began to show. James was unprepared for how quickly expenses piled up. Healthcare premiums rose sharply. Unexpected home repairs drained his funds, and inflation quietly chipped away at his buying power. By the time he was 60, his savings had dwindled alarmingly, and the carefree life he envisioned turned into sleepless nights filled with worry. The stress took a toll. James's once confident demeanor faded under the weight of his financial concerns. Sleepless nights led to frequent headaches, and anxiety over bills overshadowed the retirement he had worked so hard for. One evening, sitting at his kitchen table surrounded by bills. James knew he couldn't continue like this. The thought of becoming a financial burden to his family terrified him, and the possibility of losing his home loomed like a dark cloud. But instead of giving in to despair, he made a choice to confront the reality of his situation and take back control. James sought help from a financial advisor. Walking into that first meeting was humbling. Admitting his mistakes felt like bearing his soul. Yet, it was also the first step toward change. Together, they dissected his financial life, uncovering the root causes of his problems. The first step was tracking his expenses. James realized he had been hemorrhaging money on unnecessary luxuries, subscriptions he barely used, frequent meals out, and impulse purchases that brought fleeting joy. Cutting back wasn't easy, but James shifted his mindset. He began focusing on what truly enriched his life, spending time with loved ones, maintaining his health, and pursuing meaningful experiences. Next came a deep dive into his savings. Much of his money was sitting idle in low-interest accounts, slowly losing value due to inflation. His financial advisor helped him diversify, placing his funds into a mix of low-risk investments that generated steady income. These changes brought James a newfound sense of stability, knowing his money was now working for him. The real turning point, however, came when James decided to leverage his expertise. He began offering part-time consulting services to younger engineers, mentoring them on career challenges and technical projects. This work not only provided an additional income stream but also reignited his sense of purpose. The flexible hours allowed him to balance work with leisure, giving him the best of both worlds. By 65, James's financial life looked vastly different. His savings were no longer dwindling, they had grown into a reliable safety net. Living within his means became second nature, and he no longer felt the need to chase material possessions. Instead, he prioritized experiences, like a long-anticipated road trip across the country with his wife, an adventure they had dreamed of for decades. James's life was no longer defined by anxiety. He had replaced fear with confidence, instability with security, and isolation with meaningful connections. James's journey holds a wealth of wisdom for anyone approaching retirement or seeking financial independence. 1. It's never too late to take control. James started at 60, proving that even when the situation feels daunting, change is possible with deliberate action. 2. Small changes have big impacts. Cutting unnecessary expenses and reallocating investments made a significant difference in James's financial stability. 3. Purpose can fuel resilience. Returning to work, even part-time, didn't just provide income, it gave James a renewed sense of meaning. Financial independence isn't about achieving luxury or amassing wealth for its own sake. It's about creating a life where you feel secure, empowered, and free to focus on what truly matters. If James's story resonates with you, take it as a call to action. Start with awareness. Take a hard look at your expenses and identify areas to cut back. Seek expert advice. A financial planner can help you create a strategy tailored to your goals and circumstances. Consider secondary income streams. Whether it's freelancing, part-time work, or monetizing a passion project, additional income can ease financial strain. Financial independence is about more than money. It's about the freedom to live life on your own terms, to provide for your loved ones without hesitation, and to greet each day with peace of mind. The third pillar, embracing a rich spiritual life. As the years unfold and the pace of life slows, we are often left with more time to reflect. This is when spirituality becomes a profound anchor, grounding us in purpose, peace, and connection. Spirituality doesn't have to follow one path, it can be found in faith, mindfulness, acts of kindness, or even a deep appreciation for the world's beauty. A rich spiritual life nourishes the soul, providing strength in times of uncertainty and adding depth to the later chapters of our lives. Linda, a 67-year-old widow, is a beautiful example of the transformative power of spirituality. For most of her life, she had been an active member of her church community. Alongside her husband, she sang in the choir, organized events, and found great joy in the sense of belonging it gave her. But when her husband passed away after 40 years of marriage, Linda's world was shattered. The grief was all-consuming. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. As Linda withdrew into herself, the vibrant church activities that once filled her schedule now felt hollow without her husband by her side. Friends reached out, but she found it hard to connect. Overwhelmed by the weight of her emotions, isolation slowly wrapped around her life, and Linda began to question whether she could ever find joy again. One afternoon, a friend from her church visited with an invitation. She suggested Linda join a weekly meditation group that focused on gratitude and self-compassion. At first, Linda was hesitant. Meditation felt foreign to her, and the idea of sitting with her own thoughts seemed daunting. But her friend's gentle encouragement convinced her to give it a try. Linda arrived at the group one chilly autumn evening. Unsure of what to expect, she was greeted warmly and introduced to a room full of people from all walks of life. That evening, they practiced a simple exercise, breathing deeply and silently reflecting on one thing they were grateful for. Linda's mind immediately turned to her husband, the memories of his laughter, the comfort of his presence. Tears streamed down her face. But for the first time in months, they were not just tears of sorrow, they were also tears of gratitude. As the weeks passed, Linda began to attend the group regularly. Meditation taught her to sit with her grief, not as an enemy to be fought, but as a companion to be embraced with tenderness. She found solace in the shared experiences of others, realizing she was not alone in her struggles. Her practice of gratitude expanded beyond memories of her husband. She began to notice the small blessings in her everyday life, a kind word from a neighbor, the beauty of sunlight filtering through her kitchen window, the warmth of a cup of tea. But Linda's spiritual journey didn't end with meditation. Inspired by the group's emphasis on compassion, she began volunteering at a local food bank. At first, she thought it would be a way to fill her time, but it quickly became much more. Serving meals to those in need and listening to their stories brought her a deep sense of purpose. Linda discovered that in giving to others, she was also healing herself. By the time Linda turned 70, her life looked entirely different. She described her spiritual journey as a homecoming to herself. While the grief of losing her husband remained, it no longer consumed her. Instead, it had transformed into a quiet strength, a reminder of the depth of love she had experienced. Linda found peace with life's uncertainties and an expansive ability to give and receive love. Her days were no longer defined by loneliness but by connection to others, to herself, and to something greater than herself. Whether through meditation, her volunteer work, or simply sitting in her garden with a sense of wonder, Linda's spirituality filled her life with meaning and joy. Linda's story offers us a powerful lesson. Nurturing our inner lives is just as essential as caring for our physical and financial well-being. Spirituality provides a wellspring of resilience, gratitude, and purpose, especially in our later years. It reminds us that life's challenges, while inevitable, can be met with grace when we cultivate a rich and vibrant inner world. If Linda's journey resonates with you, consider taking your own steps toward a richer spiritual life. Explore practices that speak to your heart, whether it's through meditation, prayer, journaling, or creative expression. Engage in activities that bring meaning to your days. such as volunteering or pursuing a long-held passion. Most importantly, seek out communities that share your values and interests. Connection is the foundation of a fulfilling spiritual life, and sharing the journey with others can amplify its impact. Spirituality is not about perfection or finding all the answers. It's about living with an open heart, embracing life's uncertainties, and discovering the beauty in each moment. When we nurture our spirit, we create a reservoir of strength and joy that carries us through the years with peace and purpose. As we reflect on these three pillars, health, financial independence, and spirituality, it becomes clear that they are not isolated concepts but deeply interconnected foundations of a fulfilling life. A healthy body grants us the freedom to embrace each day with energy and joy. Financial independence offers the security to make choices aligned with our values and dreams. A rich spiritual life provides the inner strength and peace to navigate the inevitable challenges that come our way. Together, these pillars empower us to live with dignity, purpose, and connection in our golden years. But the most powerful lesson of all is this: it's never too late to begin. Whether you're just starting to think about these aspects of your life or are already on the path, every small step matters. A single walk can lead to better health. A simple budget can pave the way for financial stability. And a quiet moment of gratitude can open the door to a deeper spiritual connection. At the Elders Compass, we believe in the transformative power of these choices. Our mission is to guide and inspire you as you navigate this incredible journey of aging with grace, resilience, and joy. Through stories, practical advice, and heartfelt insights, we aim to create a community where everyone feels supported and empowered to live their best life. We'd love to hear from you. What steps are you taking toward building a healthier, more secure, and more meaningful life? Have you had your own wake-up moments? Like Martha, James, or Linda? Share your experiences in the comments below. We believe that your story can inspire others, just as these stories may have inspired you. If you found this content valuable, let us know by liking this video and sharing it with someone who could benefit from these lessons. Don't forget to subscribe to the Elders Compass for more inspiring stories and actionable tips to enrich your golden years. By joining our community, you become part of a movement to spread wisdom, kindness, and hope in a world that truly needs it. Remember, life's greatest treasures, health, security, and purpose, are not reserved for the few. They are within reach for all who are willing to take the first step. Let's take that step together. Thank you for watching and see you in our next videos.